Good afternoon and welcome. This is the midweek Hump Day Devotional here at Zwingli UCC. I'm Pastor Lance Smith, and we're here in the parsonage. This is our dog Sapphire, and we're going to talk a little bit about thunderstorms. You see, we've been having lots of thunderstorms around here lately. Frederick Buechner says, "Here's the world. Beautiful and terrible things will happen. Do not be afraid." Here in beautiful southern Wisconsin, we have been experiencing a lot of massive thunderstorms. Our dog goes nuts whenever the barometer drops in the slightest because she's afraid of thunder and lightning. Not sure what event happened in her past that makes her so fearful. Recently, we had a couple of nights with massive thunderstorms, and our dog has not completed her beauty sleep, to say the least, and neither has Heather or I. You see, Sapphire, our dog, begins to act strange whenever she feels the air pressure drop. And it's downhill from then on. She can't get close enough to humans to ease her fears. Panting, shaking, drooling, she runs from bedroom to bedroom, whining and scratching, and at times barking, until someone gets up and wraps her in a blanket and sits with her, continually holding her, petting her, scratching her, comforting her. You know, this wouldn't be so bad if it didn't happen at 3 a.m. in the morning. So, what actually makes these storms? Storms? Warm, moist, humid air rises and meets cool air. The cool air is falling, and when they meet, there's conflict. Oh no, there's that word, conflict. I can't say that we haven't experienced much of that in the last few years. Political conflict, health and safety issues, masks and no masks, vaccines and no vaccines, prejudice and pride. Ooh la la. It seems no one can avoid conflict unless you say absolutely nothing and quite possibly just stop breathing. Well, my family, my parents, have always been ones to avoid conflict at every step in the equation. Our family commandment was, "Thou shalt not make waves." We avoided any statements or actions that even had a whisper of conflict associated with them. Well, I've kind of overcome that syndrome, but still pretty much react to conflict like our dog, shaking and fretting and wanting to stick my head under the covers. But what comes from conflict between the two air pressure temperatures? The blessing of life-giving rain. The smell after a hot summer shower. The cool afternoon evenings. And as any southern Wisconsinite knows, the rainbows and the sunsets after such storms are absolutely amazing. The oppression of the humidity has dissipated. The noise and the clashing of lightning and thunder have given way to peace. The sky rains down tears of joy. You see, thunderstorms are a fact of life. This conflict is necessary for rain to fall and the plants to grow. And we all know that if there were no green plants, we have no atmosphere. The sun would scorch us. The air would quickly become full of carbon and poisonous to animal life. The small percent of oxygen in the air would soon be used up. We must meet those we are in conflict with and discuss the conflicts between us. Only then can the thunder and lightning ease and the life-giving rain fall. Without conflict, people would not find the truth, the ways in which we are stepping on each other's toes. Conflict is actually a door we have to pass through to reach the side of justice and peace for all. You know, stuffing that conflict in a closet or hiding under the bed like our dog doesn't resolve the issue. As a matter of fact, if there was no conflict, there would also be no truth. How we deal with conflict is how we live. It's the difference between surviving and thriving on this planet. Usually issues of conflict boil down to the perception of truth. And perception is everything. The way my dog perceives a thunderstorm is quite different from the way I perceive it. You see, there's three truths. My truth, your truth, what really happened. But if we think of all the possibilities for synergy or collaboration, of two people's versions of reality, maybe it would make it easier to realize that some truths are socially constructed anyway. So we might as well negotiate it into something useful and healing. This is a statement by Ralph Kilman, PhD, and CEO and senior consultant of Kilman Diagnostics in Newport Coast, California. You see, I actually love those big flashes of lightning, like windows to heaven. And the thunder, I know, makes the mushrooms pop out of the ground, makes eggs hatch, and babies be born. But Sapphire perceives it as a death-dealing monster that's coming to take her from everything she knows. But I know, even at times I forget, only in the conflict and the chaos of conflict can creation happen. Birth is a blessed, scary, and painful process. My dog is out of control when she's afraid. She does not see reason or understand her fears are mostly in her head. Wow, I guess people are a lot like dogs. Fear can consume us. Fear can manipulate us. Fear can freeze us. Fear can make us forget some very important things. Things like conflict is necessary. Storms never last. Anger spurs us into action and can actually be a blessing. When we use anger as fuel for revenge, that's a major sin. And it can devour us. Remember what God told Cain? He said, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must master it. Another thing we forget is there's truth that may be beyond my perception, and perhaps maybe beyond yours. And the best way to understanding is to forget what we think we know and to listen. And lastly, God will make a way even in spite of us. In Mark 4, we hear the story about Jesus calming the sea. Mark 4:39. He got up and rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." And when the wind died down and it was completely calm, he said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" If we can stop fearing conflict and stop fearing the storm, then we can sit and listen to the soft rains feeding the earth with loving tears of joy. May you find peace in the midst of this planet and its culture's birthing, in all the pains and all the chaos. May you listen and love and be ready for a new perspective.